Welcome everyone. This is the grounded self-healing technique. This helps with clearing the pathways of connection to the earth realm to re-establish the truth of the I Am. To start with, please close your eyes and begin to focus inwards. Let your mind rest its intent on a point of belly button and then follow it inwards to the center of your body. This helps you to stabilize your thoughts in the present moment so that you know now within your being. This centralizes your mind and tells it where to focus its intent so that it becomes free to think logical thoughts if it has become unstable for any amount of time. Centralizing your mind in this way helps you to become aware of a point of reference within your body that we will call the Star of Womb Center. This point lights up when you think of it because it knows that you need something from it, such as stable thoughts or concentration energy, or even a passage of protected thought down into the earth realm beneath you, so that you can ground yourself into calm. When you think of this star point, all of your body responds with the chi that is available to you, and it centralizes itself around your womb star point, so as to empower it to grow a connection downwards to the ground point, which sits between your feet. If you were to stand tall and strong on the Earth's surface, there would exist an energetic star point between your feet in line with the center of your body. This energetic focal point helps your womb star to know how to communicate downwards into the earth in a way where all of your body becomes filled with grounding chi of a particular kind. This ground chi is something of a light-filled energy source that makes all of the body sure of itself in a way where it lets go of whatever was going on beforehand, and it pays attention only to the womb star point and all that it is telling it about the ground. The ground star tells each and every component of the body to stop worrying about whatever it was aware of before now, and it says things that reassure the physical mass that everything is well in this moment so that it can be peaceful. This allows it to think thoughts of downwards flow so that all of the being of your energetic wholeness connects with the energies of Earth. In order for this to happen, the mind needs to be stilled first, as well as the body needing to be settled down, while the ground chi of a light-filled kind communicates with the star of womb, and then another point of energy can light up beneath the body to awaken it to the magnetic energy of Earth. This point of chi of an attractive kind helps to stabilize your mind in a particular way, where it listens to its call to be powerful in expressing itself as a force field of magnetic energy. This energy point beneath the body is something of a kinetic chi that tells your mind instructions so that it balances out its consciousness force field, so that it is not lopsided or weighed down or somehow abnormal due to thoughts of a traumatic kind domineering over it. Instead, it will listen to the magnetic star point and what it is saying about expression and truth of awareness, and things like empowerment to be the self of the body, so that it goes back to resonating in the right way. The star of magnetism is important to be connected to the body-mind allness, so that a person knows how to let go of warped perceptions and ideas about self that are wrongful or that come from a past time of life. Which is why it assists you to ground yourself effectively, because it tells your mind helpful intel that reassures it about your current moment in time. This magnetic chi point is one that is in line with the center of your being, and it's positioned directly underneath your ground star within the earth. It is a point of reference that can be found by your mind by you following the pathway down from your womb star to the ground point between your feet, and then you extending your thoughts beyond ground into the earth's surface downwards until you anchor yourself into the magnetic chi star point below it. This can take a little concentration and sometimes a bit of patience as well, especially if you have a build-up of old energy sitting in your mind center point, as it will want reassurance that grounding yourself is a good idea. Let your womb star, combined with your ground star chi, tell all of your body to settle itself into calm, so that your mind knows that you're just trying to give yourself the opportunity to become more magnetically chi-ful, so that it lets go of all worry. Let your body reassure your mind that connecting with the chi of the magnetic star will help it to be powerful again in some way, even if this is only for a moment or a second, if this is all that your mind will allow. If your mind is unsure if it trusts this energy to come into your body for some reason, then just allow your mind to figure out why it is that it does not want to ground itself, so that it can let go of any harmful residues of shock that may have made it feel that way. Just keep reassuring your body-mind to communicate with one another, and this will allow new thoughts to come into your being that tell your mind that you're safe right now to ground down into earth. This only takes a moment to achieve, so don't overthink it. A split second can pass by, and your mind is then ready to move on to a new way of thinking that is evolved from the last time that you grounded your mind. Try again to focus your mind on your belly button area and follow it into the center of your lower body point of the star of womb center. And then let your thoughts go downwards to a point between both of your feet that sits in line with the center of your torso, so that you can connect in with the ground star. Then allow your thoughts to continue downwards, anchoring you into the next energetic chi point known as magnetic star, or moon star for short, because moon stands for the magnetic origin of now. This is mostly due to the fact that by you setting your thoughts at this position of energy, you know yourself in a way that is now, according to all of the reality realm telling you such things. Meaning that the now that exists energetically in the moon star is one that is made up of all thoughts that have been thought of in all moments before this one throughout all of your lifetime. And by you connecting down into this awareness point, where your mind anchors its thoughts once it is done with them, it learns of all that it needs to know about the person that you are today, right now in this very moment. This stimulates the mind to be aware of what it needs to be powerful and strong and sure of itself, so that going forwards it knows what to do to help you to grow into the person that you're becoming next. Take a moment to anchor down into your awareness of now within the star of magnetic chi, so that your mind becomes filled with empowering knowingness and thoughts of a unique kind that tell it to be sure and stable and determined to get yourself where you're going to next. Let the chi of the magnetic star fill you with abundant thoughts of a truthful now, so that all of your body and mind is ready to earth itself with the next energetic point that I'm about to introduce to you. Beneath the star point known as Moon, or the magnetic origin of now, is a chi formation called the Earth Star. It is a grounding point of chi that helps a person to know themselves in ways where any kind of harmful event cannot stand in the way of this person recognizing all of their accomplishments and all of their growth and all of their evolution and all of the ways that they have changed themselves in all of their lifetime. The Earth Star point of chi helps the mind to let go of wounds and scars caused by traumatic events, and it reassures that person that they are okay to come back into a state of expression that is healthy for them if stuns and shocks have caused them to be otherwise. This star point of chi makes a person aware of themselves in a way where they let go of what they once thought about themselves in a moment of grief, for example, by them knowing truths of a powerful kind. The Earth Star Chi point is filled with everything that a person could want to know about themselves, such as the truth of how all past events played out, as well as the truth of who they have become as a result of tough times being worked through, and things like the truth of who they are right now as a celestial being on planet Earth. The Earth Star point of chi makes a person strong on a level of thought. If any confusion exists around them knowing where they are at in their life, and if they have achieved a goal that they were working towards energetically, such as them letting go of a past that wounded them a great deal. The Earth Star is like a ball of energy that speaks of the truth of now, from a point of view where no untruthful information exists there, and no fallacies or lies, no misinterpretations of what happened, as well as no points of view that were warped by whatever was going on at the time that an event was occurring. Instead, it is full of only that which is true and rightful and accurate according to the reality that played out at any moment in time. This is why some people can be resistant to knowing this energy point in their mind's conscious thoughts, because it contains things that speak of a time of life that might not have been so great for that person to experience. However, it is essential for a person to be connected to it if they want to return to a normal mind state after a shock has come to them, or if they want to evolve themselves out of a trauma, or if that individual wants to set themselves free from depressive and loathsome thoughts that make them feel terrible about themselves. The Earth Star point helps people to overcome tragedy and things that boggle the mind in a negative way. It is a point of reference that helps people to heal themselves from a startling truth that made them powerless from shock. And it is a chi point that can soothe a broken mind that is full of awarenesses of a corrupt and harmful kind, because it reassures that person's totality that they are okay to be themselves again wholeheartedly, if something made them fall apart emotionally or in an all-encompassing way. The Star of Earth is something that can tell you all of the truths that you need to know, so that you recover and move on from all that you've been through that was painful or alarming or hurtful or shocking or otherwise traumatic to your mind. It is a star point of chi that encourages you to grow emotionally from old wounds, so that you are the best version of yourself always. That is why you will now be more open to letting go of any resistance that you hold when it comes to you connecting to the truth of all that exists within the chi field of the Earth Star of your own innate being. All that you need to do is to follow downwards your thoughts of mind from the point of your belly button center, known as your star of womb, to a point on the Earth's surface, known as the ground star, and you continuing to think down to the point below it, called moon star, or your star of magnetic chi. Once your mind is anchored into your star of the magnetic origin of now, it can think thoughts of a particular kind that tell it how to connect itself to the point of your Earth star, because your moon or magnetic star chi point is full of awareness information that makes this possible. The moon star of each individual human on planet Earth contains truths that speak of magnetism connecting their own body-mind to a point of Earth star that belongs to themselves only. And when the mind knows this information, it quickly adapts to the idea that connecting down into the Earth point is a great idea and something that it wants to do. The mind learns of how to use the magnetic chi to anchor itself down into the Earth, and it sees that with the assistance of the moon star, that it can achieve a lot of its goals to empower that person to be grounded and naturally aligned to chi that helps all of the being to be powerful. The moon chi point instructs the mind to grab a hold of all of the magnetic energy that it requires, so that it thinks thoughts down into a point below the moon star, so that it becomes earthed. This allows the mind to stabilize itself as an entire mass of consciousness, so that any bothersome energies dissipate and become obsolete, allowing the mind to be powerful in an all-encompassing way. The mind's own force field of energy is now highly conductive and receptive to all of the chi that is available to it in Earth, and it holds no resistance to thinking thoughts down from the mind into the womb star point. They then get carried telepathically down to the point of the ground star, which then sends them downwards to the star point of moon, and when they reach the moon star point of chi, they continue their downwards descent into the point of the Earth star. Once inside of the field of chi that is known as the star of Earth, that person can be aware of all of what they need to be, so that their mind is peaceful and strong and sure of itself, causing all glitching to stop, as well as all confusion to leave, and all berating thoughts to exit the physical form. Connecting your mind to the star of Earth point helps you to ground your mind in a way that is powerful, because you know yourself rightfully in the now. You know who you are according to the truth of I am, which is a totality of truthful moments that have happened before now. Meaning that by you earthing yourself in the ways that you have just completed, you make the I am of your mind speak down to all of the chi points that it needs to be connected to, in order for you to be a powerful person, by you telling all of your now according to your mind to everything below you. This allows the earth realm to adapt itself to all of your needs when it comes to what you require on a level of chi manifesting in your body, which then makes changes occur beneath you to the structure of your lower realm. Below your physical body exists a construct of energy that is based on the here and now of all of your being. It speaks of everything that you have ever been through and all that you have ever evolved from, as well as all of what you are wanting next on a level of change. This awareness comes into it from the I am of your mind speaking down into the realm of chi beneath you on a moment-to-moment basis. But should your I am receive a fright, it can disconnect itself from the ground chi point momentarily while the body is in shock, so as to not disturb the harmony within the lower realm. Sometimes the mind can find it hard to re-establish a connection to the ground star due to problems continuing for that person either mentally or on a physical level, which then causes issues later on with the letting go of that negative experience. Instead of the I am anchoring all of its truth of awareness into the earth, by it storing it below the body so as to get rid of it, it holds on to it in its consciousness field of mind, which then disturbs it a great deal. What needs to happen is for the I am of mind to be able to send all of its trauma signatures and its truth of awareness downwards into the ground, so that it no longer has to think of anything harmful that makes it feel unstable. It does this by following a pathway of thought that goes down the center of the body from the mind's own center point of star to the womb star point, followed by those thoughts reaching the point of ground. This then allows those thoughts to be silenced and made voiceless by the ground chi making it so. And when it hands this mass of traumatic thoughts down into the moon star, it dissolves its ability to speak ever again. Moon star hands over to the earth point all of this traumatic waste material of thought, so that the earth star records all of what it says to it about a past moment in time. This sparks a flurry of activity in the lower realm beneath the body, where nature energy is then called into these 3 points of chi, and they then express themselves upwards into the physical body in a way where it becomes filled with all kinds of helpful grounding energies that make that person grow. This comes about by all of the chi points below the body knowing what is going on in that person's reality, which makes them change and evolve themselves into something that is resonating at a higher level if that person has moved on from an event. This means that right now your mind is connected to the earth realm of lower awareness, and it is speaking of all evolutionary moments that you've ever had since a time of shock or disempowerment disconnected you from the earth. That way, if you haven't spoken down into your earth star point for quite some time, it has now become updated by your intentions being ones of communication with your lower self. When you connect your I am down to the point of your earth star, it allows all of the chi that exists beneath you to become aware of who you are right now. And should any changes need to occur to the structure of your lower awareness, then they will happen automatically right now, while your I am is being held in a state of grounded into earth. Let the truth of who you are flow through you into your earth star point, and tell it all that it needs to know about the here and now that you exist in, so that should it need to, it can adjust what it is sending upwards on a level of the chi of empowerment, so that you can be a stronger individual. Let your mind purge all past moments from before now into the earth chi point, so that they no longer exist in your head, bothering your mind continuously. And let the chi point of earth then alter itself and rearrange its signatures of expression according to who you are today in this very moment. When the Earth Star Chi point becomes used to not communicating with your mind, it can hold an awareness of a long time ago within its field of a consciousness kind, which then impacts all of the lightful Chi that is going into the body from the nature realm of lower. You do not want an old tragedy on repeat in your mind, nor do you want your nature realm not sending Chi into your body that is filled with nutritional light, because all of your body's health Chi will become compromised as a result of it. Instead, you want to communicate downwards all of your needs on a level of energy, so that you can be supported by the realm of nature and all of your lower being. This is the job of the 3 energetic points beneath your body, to send upwards empowering Chi full of light and love and stability. However, when the mind is disconnected from the Earth Chi point, it can cause a person to become stagnant on a level of the energy of now, which then makes them remember themselves abnormally and in a way that is past. So, if you're someone who has been struggling with identity issues or some kind of condition like PTSD, which makes you aware of a past version of who you actually are, you can now look forward to those issues being relieved because you've spoken to your Earth Star about your problems. This allows the Earth Chi point and all of the points above it to adapt to the new you who is communicating with it right now in a way where they know to send up more Chi of enlightenment and more Chi of a grounding kind, so that you can be the best version of you possible. Taking your mind's thoughts down to the Earth Chi point allows your mind to dump its wasteful content, as well as it then becoming more energized with Chi, which makes it stronger and more powerfully aware. This leads to sureness in decision making, as well as guidance coming to that person of an intuitive kind, which results in them feeling more like their usual self after something has thrown them off center. Doing this process regularly will help you to retrain your mind to ground down naturally again, and it will help to convince it that being grounded in Earth Chi is a great idea, instead of it being fearful or timid about doing this. Grounding the mind and making it aware of itself in the current moment helps it to be still and sure of itself in a way where it has more energy available to it to laser focus its intent towards positive things. This then makes it more able to bring to you all that you're wanting in your life, instead of it always assessing a past that once scarred you. Energizing your mind with grounding Chi is easy once you get used to the idea that it is safe for you to do so. But sometimes it takes a bit of practice in order for your mind to be willing to remember itself in a particular way, where it knows all on a daily basis. So please try to do this process again and see if you have a different experience, in case you are particularly resistant to being who you are as an innate being. This is what this grounding technique does. It connects you to a truth of self that is all-encompassing, so that you relearn, if you need to, how to be you in all ways possible. That is why it is named the grounded self-healing technique, because it makes you aware of every component of self, with all moments of life included, no matter what you went through in your past. This is so that you embody a truthful expression of self, rather than a watered down or small or powerless or voiceless self that is unwilling to communicate with the world around you. And this is why you can now look forward to more energy coming into your body, as well as more awarenesses that are helpful, and things like you no longer sabotaging yourself with thoughts that belong in a past time of life. This grounding process also helps you to stay strong and resilient if stressful times are being had by you, or if you're unsure of what is going on in a way that scares you, or if some kind of predicament is playing out that makes you disempowered. This is because the truth of your now makes you know things of an intuitive kind by you reconnecting with certain pathways of energy like your destiny, which allows you to know things about your future. The more that you ground down, the more settled that you will feel, and the more sure of yourself you will become. And as you do so, old knowingnesses that tell you to be afraid no longer come to bother you, because you recognize them for what they are, just an old voice of a past version of you calling out from your subconscious. The more grounded that you are, the more aware that your mind is of the current moment, which helps it to gauge what kinds of elements to know in its awarenesses, such as empowering messages of "you've got this," becoming a priority for it to hear, rather than listening to something that takes away all of its strength. That is what you can look forward to when you ground your mind into Earth Chi, a truthful knowingness of self that is based on the current moment that you exist in and no other. This results in peace of mind being felt by you over and over again until you no longer succumb to believing yourself to being anything other than an empowered individual. So just take a moment to settle your thoughts before you conclude your relaxation, and when you're ready to, you can open your eyes. I just want to say well done for taking some time out of your day to give back to yourself, and that each time that you do this, you tell yourself that you are worth loving and being cared for, because you're paying attention to your needs, and this makes you express yourself differently. Every person, no matter how great they are, needs moments of meditative thought and self-love. Okay, well that's it for today's process, everyone. Please like this post or subscribe to this channel to keep getting free content like this suggested to you by YouTube. If you have something to share about your experience today, then feel free to comment on this video so that both myself and others can see what you thought of it. I hope that you've all enjoyed what I've created with my gifts of intuition, and I'll see you all again next time.